We're excited to introduce to you today the Equinox 4. This graphical user interface gives you an amazing keypad replacement, as well as addressing the challenge that we receive from the homeowners to keep it simple and give me more feedback and greater control. As a dealer, you're also going to be able to get better margins on the projects that you work on with this product. It simplifies and speeds up the time that you need to program and set up this into the system. Hence, you're going to be able to make more money per project. Now, at $500 retail, the Equinox 4 gives you a distinct competitive advantage, allowing you to win more projects that are out there on the new construction. But hey, let's not forget about our existing clients that we already have. The Equinox 4 is designed and built on the Vantage Station Bus. This gives you one more reason to go to those existing clients you already have with the Q system and help them understand the value of being able to upgrade to the Infusion system and receive the benefits that they will have from the Equinox 4. Let's go ahead and move on to some examples of scenes that we've set up, or scenarios that we've set up. Notice that there's a header that is displaying the current weather temperature and an indicator showing that it's partly cloudy outside. I also have 5 different buttons, soft buttons, that allow me to do programming similar to what I do with a normal keypad, where I have a 2-stage indicator which shows me that the light's on or off. Below, there's also a level indicator that allows me to see what the level is, and then with the buttons on the side I can press it several times and adjust the level and see what exactly the level is on that load. In the bottom right hand corner, we have a hard button which allows me to do the programming, that task that you do that 90% of the time scene for the client. This is one I would recommend for here, where it's an on-off for that main scene. This button can also be associated with the proximity sensor, or this task can be associated with the proximity sensor, which allows me to approach it and turn the scene back on without actually having to touch it, allowing the homeowner's hands-free operation. In this example, we're going to show you how we've made a few adjustments to the Equinox 4. Beginning, the header has changed. Notice that I'm now displaying temperature, which is based off of the thermostat inside of the home here, as well as we have the original scenes that we had before, but now I have multiple pages. Notice I have an indicator across the top here where I can swipe back and forth, which allows me to change the pages, giving me a total of 3 pages, which means I have a total of 15 soft buttons. Now we want to introduce you to the concept of setting it up with a scheme. Now this specific scheme that we're utilizing here is a spatial scheme, where in the area I'm at, I have the scenes that are the main scenes that I'm going to use in that area. And then if I want to drill down and have individual control, for example, here I can control my outside lights, and from here I can control the lights in the foyer. Now also, I have a hard button on the bottom left, which is my home button, which will always take me back to that first main scene. In this example, we're going to show you how to utilize another scheme. This one is a time-related scheme, where in the morning I have it set up with certain scenes that allow me to set the lighting according to that time of day, and then on the other pages I have other scenes set up for the afternoon or the dinner time and the evening, right? But on the first page, once again, notice it's adjusted by the clock, which with the power of the Equinox 4, I can have this page or the correct page displaying depending on the time of day. So once again, it's 7:40, I'm displaying morning. Now we're going to jump to the evening scene automatically. So now you can see the time has changed to evening time or dinner time, and now I have my scene set, and it's automatically shifted that screen over to that for me. Now we're going to go ahead and jump to a nighttime scene, where once again the clock changes and the pages shift automatically for me. So as I approach the screen, it's done the shifting already. So now we've jumped to the evening scene. It's 10 o'clock at night, and now I have my different scenes available to me for setting the lighting according to what I'm trying to do later on in the evening. So once again, gives me the power to shift whatever page, which I still have control over with my swipe, but it's just really whatever page that is going to be displayed to the homeowner when they first approach the Equinox 4. In this example, we're showing a new header that we have here, and this is the one we're really excited about, which is the thermostat, where I can actually control the set point. Notice the set point's adjusting on the cool there of one of the thermostats on the Vantage system. Now, also in this scheme, we've designed it where it is for marital bliss, we like to call it, where the main scene sets the general lighting, a couple of different scenes that are the common ones that most people would use, but then we also have pages specifically for her and for him to address their specific needs in that area. Now that we've introduced you to many of the different schemes that you can use by setting up the tasks involved with the soft buttons, we're going to go ahead and show you one of the big powers that are involved with the Equinox 4, and that is the mini widget, specifically the music mini widget. With that, you're going to be able to have control of your audio system without having to create any individual tasks. So let's go ahead and take you to that now. In this scheme on the Equinox 4, what we've got set up is an audio keypad. In the bottom section, first off, we want to show the mini widgets here, where once again this is taken care of for you. You make an association with an audio zone, and all of this programming, all these transports that I have about to demonstrate, are taken care of for you. Once again, power on and off the source. You can select the playlists within that source. For example, we're showing the DMM here. I also have my transport commands. I can jump back and forth in my favorites, hit play, pause, and have control over that music there. If I want to change to a different source, notice I've got those dashes across the middle. That represents all the different sources that I have. And with the swipe of the finger, I move over to the next or back to the sources that I want to be on. Now what we're utilizing up here in the soft buttons, though, is we're utilizing some programming using some conditional logic that allows me to set certain things. For example, if I hit rock, it's going to turn the system on, it's going to move me back to source 1, and it's going to pick up my rock playlist, all with just the programming that I've done. So you still have the ability, and even set the preset volume level. Notice that volume level just changed from what I had it at earlier. So you can still do all that conditional logic if you want to get into that part, which adds, you know, more value to the system of you doing that work. Notice that I've got other functionalities. There are 3 other pages. Here we're demonstrating how I could be polling. You know, I walk into the house, I hear the audio in the kitchen, and I say, oh, I'd like to hear that. I can just come simply hit this button and it'll now pull the music in there. One idea that you could obviously program for. Same sort of thing on this last page where, you know, I can do a house off if I want to turn off the music system and so forth. Now keep in mind we do have multiple drivers built for more than just the Vantage's DMM. For example, we have the iPort, which is a iPod dock that allows me to dock my music, pick my different playlists, similar functionalities that I had with the DMM. It's limited, but it still gives you a lot more control than we ever had with the a keypad in its place. So, and then of course I still have the functionality of being able to jump a song forward or back and hit the play pause control. In this final example, we're going to show you how we bring it all together, utilizing the full power of the Equinox 4. In this top header, we've got it set to utilize the comfort, again, where I can adjust the set points of the current mode that it's in. In the bottom section, I'm utilizing the music mini widget, which gives me the ability to control and adjust different parts of the playlist and play pause parts of my music and have some simple functionality of the audio system. And then in the middle section, we got the soft button set up to control scenes for the area that we're in, which we've designed this around the office area. And then on page 2, I've got it set up where I can control individual lighting loads and the fan, for example. And then on the third page, we actually going to control blinds utilizing all three buttons. With the down, we can begin lowering the blinds, and when the buttons reach the desired level, we can press the stop, and of course with the press of the up, we can raise the blinds. Now that we've demonstrated and shown to you many of the different ways that you can customize and set up the Equinox 4, let's go ahead and jump to the coursework, where we can now show you how you make those adjustments in Design Center. We'll show you how you can make the assignment for the header section, as well as making assignments for your different tasks that you want to have implemented in the soft button section. Oh, let's not forget the hard button in the bottom right hand corner and the activator task from the motion sensor of that proximity sensor. As well as we will show you how to make the adjustments for the music section, allowing you to assign a mini widget for the music. So let's jump to that coursework now.